Once upon a time, in a lush green forest, there lived a clever crow who was known throughout the woodland for his quick wit and resourcefulness. On a particularly sunny morning, while flying over a small village, he spotted something that made his heart skip a beat. A delicious piece of yellow cheese lying on a windowsill. The tempting aroma wafted through the air, and without hesitation, the crow swooped down and snatched the cheese in his beak. Proud of his successful theft, he flew to his favorite tree to enjoy his treasure in peace. The cheese was everything he had imagined. Creamy, rich, and perfectly aged. But just as he was about to take his first bite, a sly fox happened to pass by. The fox, known for his silver tongue and manipulative ways, noticed the crow perched high in the tree with the precious morsel. His mouth began to water at the sight of the cheese, and a clever plan formed in his mind. Looking up at the crow, the fox called out in his most charming voice, "Good morning, beautiful bird. I must say, I've never seen such glossy feathers and such a majestic bearing. You must surely be the king of all birds. I bet your voice is just as magnificent as your appearance. Would you honor me with a song?" The crow, filled with pride and vanity, was completely taken in by the fox's flattery. He had always thought himself special, but to hear such praise from another creature made his heart swell with pride. He wanted desperately to prove that he was indeed as talented as the fox claimed. Without thinking twice, the crow opened his beak wide to sing, and in that moment, the cheese fell straight down. The fox, quick as lightning, caught the cheese in his mouth and smiled triumphantly. Before leaving, he looked up at the now cheeseless crow and said, "Remember, dear friend, flattery is not friendship, and pride comes before a fall." The crow learned a valuable lesson that day. No matter how clever you think you are, vanity can make even the wisest creature act foolishly. From that day forward, he was much more careful about trusting sweet words and keeping his beak shut when it mattered most. This simple tale reminds us that pride can be our greatest weakness, and that we should always be wary of those who praise us too lavishly. Sometimes the most important wisdom comes from our most embarrassing moments.